You are the salt of the earth. In this teaching, Jesus challenges us to see ourselves differently. We have potential that may not be realised, a gift that may not be developed, a call or purpose that may not be heeded. When this happens, we lose our flavour, and what we have to offer becomes worthless, because it has not been savoured and appreciated, but rather is ignored and trampled underfoot. When Jesus tells us, "You are the salt of the earth," he seeks to establish in our minds and hearts that we are of great worth, because we have something unique and valuable to flavour our world. We are reminded that saltiness cannot be restored if lost. This serves as a warning or spiritual teaching meant to galvanise our freedom into action to become the salt that we truly are. Being salty is not for ourselves, but rather for the benefit of the earth. Our lives are a mission to bring zest and meaning to others, to share the unique flavour that only I can bring. You are the light of the world. There is no equivocation or qualification by Jesus when he states that each of us is a light in our world. Just as surely as the sun is the source of light to our physical world, Jesus asserts that each person is a source of light for the human world. Sometimes we recognise this when we look at our heroes, an outstanding scholar, research scientist, social justice advocate, or religious figure, whose life and efforts illustrate a reality greater than themselves. But we are very reluctant to think of ourselves in these terms. Yet we have been created to be shining lights that make our world a better place. Again, we are challenged not to hide or suffocate our light, but rather to let our light shine through who we are and what we do. Our good works attract people who will see in them not just the goodness of the human actors, but the reflection of the divine source. People who are light draw others to the light. As we become who we are created to be, we will set the world ablaze. The story is told of a pastor who decided to build a basketball court in the parish parking lot. Everyone agreed it would be a good thing and give the teenagers a place to play and congregate. The pastor suggested that they put 3 basketballs in a net at the base of the stand so that anyone passing could stop by and shoot a few baskets. The parish council said that this was ill-advised, as kids would steal the balls, they wouldn't last a day. The pastor thought about that and had a solution. He was not going to buy 3 cheap basketballs, but rather 3 expensive ones. When people saw that these were top-of-the-range balls, they wouldn't take them. The parish council didn't agree, but nonetheless, the pastor had his way, and 3 expensive basketballs were put in the net. The first one disappeared in a week. The second one was gone in a month, but it was 5 months before the third one vanished. The parish council admitted the balls had lasted longer than they had thought, but they still gloated. They were right, the balls had disappeared, yet the pastor bought 3 new expensive basketballs, as he explained, good basketballs for good people. Being salt and light can often be reduced in our minds to a set of actions that we do. We seldom consider it as inviting us into creative engagement with our wily world. Being people of salt and light calls us to envision what can be and to be bold in trying new ways. When our attempts fail, it is not time to retreat to old ways, but rather to try new experiments. Good basketballs for good people. When we accept that we have been created as salt and light, we begin to see that God's energies are directed to the betterment of our world, and that God's people are driven by the same purpose. The world, for all its woes and troubles, is in the process of becoming the good creation. We are the flavour and fire to help this happen. Think big. Think new. Think creative.